Now we're going to talk about working with projects in Unity. Project workflow is very important in Unity. You have to understand how to use it and how to not break it. And what I mean by break is that we have to be careful about the way how we work with projects within Unity, because there's a few things that Unity is picky about that we need to be aware of. So it's no big deal really, but you just need to know a few things when working with projects in Unity. Okay, so to work with a project in Unity, we'll go up to the File menu, and we can see we have the ability to create a new project, open a currently existing project, or save a current project that we're working with. Now we don't want to save and we don't want to open a project. What we want to do is start a brand new project from scratch. So I'm going to click on New Project. That's going to open up the Unity Project Wizard window. Okay, and basically from here you have the ability to open a project or create a new project. What we want to do is create a new project. So the first thing to do is to select a project location. So I'm going to click the Browse button, and Unity will usually take you to your Unity projects directory, okay, where you have different Unity projects. So you can organize this on your computer, on your hard drive, however you want. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to go to the Unity projects in the My Documents location, and right here what I can do is I can create a brand new folder. So I'll hit New Folder, and you could call this whatever you want. I'm just going to call it, let's see, just for now, I'll just call it maybe like game sample underscore Unity 3.0 or something like that. Now if that folder is selected, just hit the Select Folder button, and that folder will be selected. Now step number 2, before you can create the project, is to decide what packages you're going to import. Okay, Unity 3 comes with these standard packages that give you assets, okay? Things like light cookies. We can see here in the list, character controllers. We can get image effects, light cookies, light flares, particles, things like that. Stuff that normally you'd have to spend time making if you were doing a game from scratch. But fortunately, Unity is very helpful because it comes with these Unity asset packages that bring a lot of this stuff for you, like skyboxes, terrain assets, things like that. Okay. Now, depending on what license of Unity you have, you'll get different options here. Okay. So, for example, if you see an asset package that just has kind of just a name like character controller.unity package, chances are you'll be able to use that whether you have Unity Pro or the Unity Basic or whatnot. Now, if you see in parentheses here, if it says Pro only, that means that that asset package only comes with Unity Pro. Okay, so you have to have the Unity Pro license to have access to that Unity package. All right. Now I get all of these because I have Unity Pro. What we can do is we can select which assets we want to import. So I definitely want to import my character controller package. Okay, I want to import my image effects package. We can bring in light cookies as well as light flares if we want to, so we can bring those in. Not going to be working with particles, so I'm not going to worry about bringing that in. So if you want to bring in some basic Unity scripts, we can bring that in, or not if you don't want to. We can bring in skyboxes. We can bring in, let's say, well, that's pretty much all I want to bring in. I really don't want to bring in much else. And that's pretty much it. So I'm just going to bring in these packages. The more packages you bring in, the longer it'll take to create the project because it's got to import all that stuff in. That can take quite a while. So with these asset packages selected, I can hit the Create button. Unity is going to go ahead. It's going to take a moment to create the folder, import everything in, and then it's going to reopen Unity, set up with the new project. Okay, so go ahead and hit Create. I'm going to pause the video here, skip ahead to when the project is finally created, and I'll meet you there. Okay, so I finished creating the project here. Unity wrapped this up. What I have myself now is a brand new blank scene. I have my project loaded up, and I have nothing here in this game world. So we're going to have to go ahead and build everything from scratch. The only thing that exists in this scene right now is a main camera. That's it. And in my project view, you can see that the only thing that exists is this standard assets folder with several subfolders here of the standard assets that I chose to import. Remember the light cookies, light flares, skyboxes, the image effects for Pro only, character controllers. If I expand those folders out, you can see I have all these different assets that come with Unity automatically. to help make my workflow a little bit faster and get me going quicker. Okay. If I turn off the effects here, we can see that I have this grid in my 3D scene here. And basically we have a world that is completely empty, so we'll have to build everything from scratch. Okay, so a few things about working with projects, which is pretty important. Alright? When you're working with the project folder over here, you can import assets, which we're going to be doing in this tutorial very soon, by right-clicking inside the project pane window, going to this right-click menu, and you can do a few different things. For example, you can hit the Create button, and you can create different things. I can create a new folder, for example. I can create a new JavaScript file. I can create a new prefab, shader, material, whole bunch of different stuff. Okay? So that's how you want to create stuff. Right now, this folder actually exists on my system. And let me show you that. If I open up Windows Explorer here, I can see that right now I'm in my Game Sample Unity 3 project directory, okay, where I have an assets folder, library, and a temp. All right. If I go to assets, I can see there's my standard assets folder. Well, funny enough, there's my standard assets folder inside of Unity. Okay. So if I bring this back out and I go into the standard assets folder, guess what? There's my character controllers folder. Here's my character controllers folder inside of Unity. Here's my editor folder. Here's my editor folder inside of Unity. I think you get the idea. Basically, this is just a way of viewing the same thing that we see here in Windows Explorer. Now, what's the difference? Well, Unity doesn't like it when you edit files or move or delete files around inside of the Windows Explorer. Okay? It prefers if you do all that kind of stuff inside of the project view over here inside of Unity. All right? Failure to do so could result in you breaking the metadata that exists there and breaking connections with assets, which can be a huge headache later and pretty annoying. So basically what you want to do is edit things this way inside of Unity instead of the Windows Explorer, though you could get away with doing some stuff with Windows Explorer, and we'll see that later on. Alright, so if I wanted to delete a file, for example, it's usually best to not do it in Windows Explorer. So say, for example, if I wanted to get rid of the character controllers folder, you probably don't want to do that inside the Windows Explorer folder. You want to do that over here inside of Unity. So you would go ahead and select the folder for character controllers, right click, and you can hit delete. Okay? Or you can just select the folder and hit delete on the keyboard. But it's best to do it inside of Unity and not inside of Windows Explorer. Now, there are some situations where specific limitations of Unity are going to force us to ignore these kind of project rules for Unity and do things a little bit more efficiently. Even though Unity, advocates against it, we'll have to go against Unity's rules to get our work done faster and easier. Okay, and we'll be talking about that in the next video. So there we go. The project should already be set. We're good to go. In the next video, we're going to start to import our assets in, and we're going to actually start to create our next-gen game environment. So I'll see you there.